Andrew Donovan, will you marry me?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I'll be doing another episode recap for today's Days of Our Lives, November 8th, 2024. So we see Marlena, it's her anniversary, and it's bittersweet because once again, we can't see John anymore on screen, for them to even do their anniversary or anything else as John and Marlena, the ultimate super couple of this soap opera. So anyway, she gets some flowers, from John. She wishing that he could be here. I think he's coming in later that day. So she gets a knock from the door and it is Kristen. Of course, she would thought it was John, probably coming in earlier, but it was her, to her dismay. So anyway, she's coming in asking about where Brady is. So she said Brady's not here. He's doing something. So anyways, she asked her about Rachel, if she enjoyed the cookies Rachel sent over. So she said, yes, she did. However, she would have liked if Rachel came over to deliver it in person. So she said that's why she was here, to come to talk to Brady about that. So anyways, Kristen and her nosy self sees the bouquet of beautiful flowers and said it's beautiful. So Marlena said it's from John. It's for their anniversary today. So she said happy anniversary. So where is he? So she said that he's out of town with his father. And she said, oh, I heard about that they reunited. It's so sad how he couldn't come and just, enjoy the anniversary with you instead. So anyway, she was just, trading her little nasty remarks. So Marlena was just being classy and avoiding it. So anyways, Marlena, is trying to just, tune Kristen out because at this point, she doesn't want her to add to the fact that she's missing her husband. So Johnny and Brady, they're at the park and they're about to do this baseball thing in honor of John and Marlena's anniversary. So they're just chatting it up. I haven't really seen the two of them together in a scene, so this is really good. So Johnny actually was informing Brady about the fact that he ruined his birthday the other day, and so he said, like, I heard about that, how are you, Chanel? And he said, we're good, trying to mend things. So he also talked briefly about Brady being incarcerated and him being now exonerated, so he's just feeling good about that all. So they started talking about Tate, and Tate is supposed to join them, but he's handling something at this moment, right? So anyways, they were also talking about how good of a brother Eric was to help to get Brady set free. And then Paul shows up, right? So he's like, oh, the best brother, huh? So anyways, they're happy that he's in town because, he's a baseball player. It was short notice, but he's happy to be here. It's an honor for their parents' anniversary. So anyways, Paul, starts talking about Andrew not being here because, he's out of town on an assignment. So he said, are things good between you and Andrew? So he said, couldn't be better. I'm actually planning to pop the question to him when I get back, right? So they're just waiting on Tate at this point to join for them to really play baseball. So we go to Sarah and Maggie, right? So Maggie is celebrating her anniversary with Victor, just as John and Marlena, and it's bittersweet because in real life, neither Victor or John's character is alive, and it's a bittersweet moment too. So Maggie is just reminiscing about the good time she had with Victor, and then Sarah comes in with a gift. So she presents her this stuffed elephant. Of course, Maggie doesn't know what it symbolizes, but then she said that, you guys are celebrating, I think it was a 14th anniversary, which represents ivory. And then she talked about the Ivory Coast and elephants. So, she just thought that it would be a sentimental gift for her. So, of course, she's still sad about everything. And, last year she celebrated anniversary without him. And then Constantine was there to comfort her. And, of course, we know how that went out with Constantine, right? So, she is just sad about everything. And Sarah tries to cheer her up and say, you've had great love and loss in your life, but don't forget that you also have Victoria now. And she said, yes, Victoria is a reason for me to wake up every day with a new purpose, and I'm really grateful to have her in my life. So at this point, Julie comes through, to also celebrate Maggie's anniversary. She brings the family donuts, the Horton family famous donuts, right? So she said that Doug sends his wishes. However, he's under the weather and she's going to get some chicken soup for him after she leaves from there. So anyway, she said that he hasn't been, really been in good spirits because of what he heard about Abigail not being alive. And, Maggie saying that, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for the family, especially Chad, to go through with that. So Julie said that she also feels bad about Chad and, just to really be scammed like that, and just to turn out that the lady that was acting as Abigail is actually Constantine's granddaughter. So they're all shocked to hear that. So she said her mother's name is Katerina, so it makes sense. And just to find out that she did survive the whole gunshots and everything, and John didn't do it, so that exonerates him from that. And Sarah also mentioned a point that Victor can also rest easy because he had nothing to do with that armada. He is exonerated from that. Holly bumps into Tate, and of course it's an awkward run-in, and he's asking her how she's doing, and she said she's okay. She just got some pastries to celebrate her grandmother's anniversary. So Tate said it's a coincidence because it's also his grandparents' anniversary and he's gonna do some basketball thing with his family. So she said that sounds good, and she just said, anyways, I gotta go. So he stops her and he said, listen, I'm sorry about what happened last time. I really feel bad about that. So she said, you don't need to feel bad. I broke up with you and, now you're with Sophia. So it is what it is. So there's not much for us to say. So she just, went her ways. Tate joins up with the rest of the crew at the park for the baseball thing, and he, is happy to see his uncle. And his uncle, I was asking him about the lacrosse thing at the college. So he said it's a long story. Of course, his father just, side-eyed him because we all know, what happened with Tate lying about going there when he was actually with Holly and all of that drama, right? So anyways, that passed, and then, Brady decides to pull Tate over, and he said, how'd it go with Sophie and Holly and all that. So he said, I really appreciate your advice, but I made a decision to just, stick it out with Sophia. Things not gonna really work out with Holly. So of course, Tate, is not really certain about that decision, but it is what it is at the end of the day. He can't abandon Sophia. I don't know why people can't just do what really makes them feel happy at the end of the day. It's gonna hurt somebody, but you just gotta do what makes you happy and not live a lie. Holly comes back to the mansion and, she's visibly upset. And, Maggie, Julie, and Sarah is there. So, of course, they asked her what's going on. So she said, I just ran into Tate and it wasn't really a good run-in. Me and him is not together. And, a lot of things has happened since then. And, I just don't think we're going to work out. So, of course, the ladies there share their experience with love and hurt and just working through it, for their marriages to last. So, of course, Sarah sharing her history with Xander and actually doing things that she regrets now, like hiding the paternity of her daughter from Xander. And now she really understands that she couldn't have done, raising her daughter without Xander being there. And Julia's talked about her drama or her history with Doug and how she made it work. And Maggie also talked about her relationship with Victor. So they all kind of gave Holly some perspective. At some point, they had a tea party and Julie left to go tend to Doug, and Holly also leaves. So Holly ends up going to the park and she, sees Tate there on the bench alone. So she just walks the other way. And of course, Tate is just there pondering all of what happened, So we go back to the penthouse, right? And at this time, Andrew comes in. They're surprised to see Andrew in town. So Andrew came to deliver a gift to Marlena. It was from John, and to just tell her that John is on a secret assignment in Washington for the ISA. So of course, Marlena is a little bit sad that she won't get to celebrate her anniversary with him, but she understands. So at this time, Paul comes in, and Paul is surprised to see Andrew because he thought that Andrew was away on assignment, right? So it's all a big surprise. Kristen, she is upset that, at this time she can't see Brady at all, and she doesn't like being ignored. So Johnny also comes in at this time, and they said that Brady had to take care of something before he comes over. So he said, you know what, this has been cute, so happy anniversary again, and she just leaves. So they're happy for her to leave because she's not really all that pleasant to be around, so they're just happy to be around actual family at this point. So Brady actually made a stop to the Kiriakis mansion. He went over there to give Maggie an anniversary gift. And also he was telling Sarah that I'm really happy that the serum is, on its way to you. So Sarah said, I don't know about that because Xander has still had no luck in signing over Titan to Kristen. So, I forgot about that serum big time. So, of course, Brady is, lost at this because he thought that Kristen was doing it out of goodwill and she didn't want nothing in return. So, of course, he's flabbergasted, but he shouldn't be giving Kristen's history. She always does something. She always does something for her in return. So when Kristen left, Paul, said that he was going to do this when he head back town when he actually saw Andrew. But since Andrew's here and he has some of his family members here, he's about to do what he do. So it looks like this week was a week of proposals because Paul went down on one knee and asked Andrew to marry him. Of course, Andrew said yes. So at this point, John called and she's talking to him. She understands that he has to be away for an assignment, but, she misses him and wishes that he could be here and, celebrate all of what's happening right now. So the kids all spoke to him and catch in with him, and, they fill him in on the fact that, Paul just got engaged and all that, right? So while that is going on, Kristen is back at her place and Brady comes in. So she's excited to see Brady. So she said, did Marlena tell you that I stopped by to look for you at the penthouse? So he said, no, but I just found out that, you actually wasn't giving away the serum out of the kindness of your heart. And imagine I was telling Tate that you were doing so, but just to hear that you were doing this just for your own personal gain. So, she has some explaining to do to him at this point. But that's pretty much it for today's episode, guys. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to my channel. Comment below your thoughts on today's episode. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Veterans Day weekend. We'll see you next week.